Hi everyone, and welcome to a very, very special day in my life. I've been honoured today to spend a few minutes with Joel Kelso, the future world champion of motorcycle racing. Joel, thank you so much for doing this.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Mate, I'm good. So we're just going to have a quiet, friendly chat today about Joel and motorcycle racing. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Good. So this year was your first bite of the big boy cherry. Now, I know it's not the big boy cherry, which is MotoGP, but in so many ways, Moto3 is crazier and more competitive, and people said it's like watching monkeys fight with knives. Is that what you found?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people say that they like watching the Moto3 better than the MotoGP, that's for sure. And I think that one reason for that is, well, you had a good example at Qatar when, you know, punches were thrown at the turn one at Qatar, you know? I mean, that made a good race for it. So, no, I mean, definitely, I had a bite at it this year, but definitely, I can't wait to, you know, have the whole apple next year.
Of course, but coming into that level of competitiveness, did you expect that? You know, like, I mean, I know you come from Chev and all that stuff, but that's not on the same level as this. This is serious shit.
Yeah, look, I mean, honestly, the Junior World Championship is sometimes worse because they're such younger kids, you know, so
yeah.
They get even more aggressive or they don't know what they're doing. So it gets
That's
like
me at a track day.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So it gets loose there also. So I didn't get too much of a surprise, when I stepped up to the Moto3 World Championship. It was kind of just, you know, finding my feet. It wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. It was just, you know, a bit different, but got around to it in the end, didn't I?
Okay. So when you first rolled out onto that Moto3 grid the first time, how were the nerves? You know, were you going, don't screw this up, or were you going, I'm going to smash all these bitches?
Mate, I was absolutely freaking out. Yeah, you don't even understand. I was freaking out. The first race, especially when they bring the camera to me to an interview and stuff like that, mate, I was just shitting myself, you know.
Because that doesn't happen in the lower classes, does it?
Well, yeah, it does, but you don't have to do an interview. They just, like, video you, you know,
Yeah.
so it's bit different, but oh mate, I was so scared. And then, but you know, like once the helmet goes like on and put the visor down and go for it, like it was easy. Like I think in the first lap in my first ever race, I think I was already up to like 16th position or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a good start, you know, like the nerves were good, but it was sitting there, because like you go to pit lane first and sit there for a bit and mate, it was the worst thing ever. I was just sitting there with the butterflies and mate, it was horrible.
And did the realisation of I'm here, that hit you?
Yeah. Well, I was speaking to my mum beforehand. I was like, Mum, I'm actually in the MotoGP. Like, this is crazy. Like, all the fans are there watching. This is actually happening.
All right. I want to briefly talk about the Brad Binder incident, and then we'll never mention it again, and we'll never speak of the blind rhino ever. So, what went through your mind when Binder went through your fairing, right?
Well, honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I seen him. I seen him come out of pit lane. I thought, yeah, right, yeah, perfect.
So you saw him come?
Yeah, I seen him come out of pit lane, and I thought, oh yeah, no worries, and just kept taking the corner how I was. Also, again, just felt like it hit me real. Like I seen the shadow first, so I like quickly like stood the bike up a little bit to like brace for impact kind of thing, you know, and then kind of just went bam, and then I looked over and I seen him slamming into the wall. It is. At least I won that one. I mean, I'm happy I'm not on his end, the one going into the wall. But I got some exposure out of it, so I mean, I wasn't that upset.
To many young people and old people, you are living the dream. You're racing bikes overseas, you're sleeping on piles of supermodels, you're being massaged, having all your wishes fulfilled. That's all bullshit, isn't it? Say it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
I'm not going to lie to you, mate. It is a bloody good experience over there. This life over there, the racing scene is another level. I mean, a lot of people don't get to experience it. So I'm not going to say it's easy because obviously you got to go through the hard yards.
Sure.
But no, it is a good experience. And I mean, you're having the time of a lifetime, aren't you? I mean, once-off opportunity and, mate, it's the perfect job to have, I reckon.
So how many languages do you speak?
Just one, mate. And that's not even a full I can't speak that properly either.
Is it a struggle in Europe only speaking English?
Nah, not really, because I go around with my trainer or stuff like that speaks Spanish but also speaks English, so I just get him to translate everything pretty much for me. But nah, I can speak a little bit of Spanish, just, you know, the simple stuff and all the bad
Like what?
words.
Give me an example of what you know in
Oh,
Spanish.
mate, all the swear words. Puta,
Puta and
vamos,
vamos.
hostia.
And how do you say my bike is shit?
I don't know.
El motociclo es su merda.
Yeah,
That's
the moto merda.
Is merda.
Yeah. But,
all right. Now, do you think Joe Mamassia is a really pretty girl disguised as a boy?
mate, you've chucked me up a hard one here. He's like one of my best mates in the field. He's the one person that I actually go and actually do things.
He's a good-looking boy, though, isn't he?
Nah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
He gets the girls, that's for sure.
No shit. Yeah. Okay. Have you met Pedro Acosta and have you spent any time with him at all?
Oh, mate, funny story to that. I met him last time at the last race of Valencia at the after party. Oh, mate, the after party was incredible. And I got a message from him, a voice message the next day telling me that he goes, bro, you are the king of the party. You are the fucking king. And I thought, fuck, it must have been a big night. I don't remember much of it, but that's all I got. The next day, the voice message, I thought, fuck, I've definitely done something wrong here.
That's not bad. To be known as the king of the party at such a young age, that is, I mean, you've achieved there just on that alone.
Yeah, exactly,
you know?
exactly.
So everyone knows everyone in the pits, and it's all sort of pretty cash off track.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like off track, if we see each other around, we say g'day, and but pretty much like it's one of it's your competitors, but they're also your good mates.
Sure.
Like, obviously, I wouldn't go have a chat with Binder or something like that. We're not be on the best terms or something like that. But like, if you don't have a rivalry against them, 100%, you make friends around the paddock, and I mean, we're traveling the world all together, so you know, it'd be a bit lonely if you didn't really. But
you understand, of course, as a spectator, we love that rivalry. You know, when we speak of the great rivalries, you know, the Rossi Gibernau, the Rossi Biaggi, those, you know, Rossi Marquez, these are rivalries that will go down in history. So I think you need to make some serious enemies early on in your career.
Oh, 100%, mate. Don't worry, this year I already did a bit of that in the Junior World Championship, but he's going to be stepping up the World Championship next year. I'm sure that's going to continue. And I tell you what, it gets hectic. Like, I mean,
I'll bet.
We've both got dished out penalties this year just for, you know, having a go at each other, really. So,
really?
Yeah, no, it's a hard rivalry. I'm sure you'll see next year 100%. 100%.
I look forward to it. So tell me, what is a typical race day in Joel Kelso's life this past season? What was a typical race day when you went to the MotoGP?
When I went to the MotoGP, honestly not that bad, 'cause I was quite calm and collective with it, because it was just an experience, really, wasn't it? But I think it's worse, like next year will be worse 100% because I'm there and I want to win. Mm-hmm. You know, the wild cards were just, you know, to do the best I possibly could and get a good experience out of it. But I mean, look, I do some strange things on race weekends. Like, example, the last race weekend in Valencia, we did not have a good Saturday. We qualified the worst qualifying we've ever done in our life, you know, to a malfunction. But anyways, you know, I wasn't happy. So, you know, the mood of me on a race day on that day was not good. Just with the AirPods in, not talking to a single person the whole day. I mean, we went from last to first, so then in the end everyone was happy at me. But they must have thought I was an arsehole that day. But, you know, I'm sure that they thought it was worth it at the end, didn't they? So,
absolutely, because you come first.
Exactly.
And that was it.
Exactly.
So what do you do in Europe during the break? You know, do you sleep, eat Maccas, watch porn, shopping, Ibiza, dirty Berlin nightclubs? Tell me.
Well, mate, you got the 5 weeks off in the break. Well, this year we had a lot more than 5 weeks. But pretty much just go enjoy yourself, eh? Go party, go enjoy yourself, go relax on the beach, you know. Just a bit of everything. You got to experience, you got to have time off from racing. You can't just always be there focusing on training, doing the same thing day in and day out.
Yeah,
you know?
downtime.
You got to have your own downtime to relax and, you know, live a normal life, because it's not a normal life that we live over there, you know, racing the world, you know. So it's one of them things that you just got to separate, you know. For them 5 weeks off, you just got to separate yourself from the racing scene and live a normal life, normal tradie life.
So where do you live during the off season?
During the
season, yeah.
During the season, I live in Palma, Mallorca, so it's like the party capital.
George is from there, is he not?
Yeah. So,
you know, does he still live there?
No, he doesn't live there. His dad lives there and stuff like that. But he comes across every now and again though. But I don't ever get to really see him. And then, normally, so I live there, and then, sometimes I think next year we'll travel across to Ibiza, check that place out a bit, and I think...
Have you been to Ibiza?
No, not yet.
You got to go.
There, yeah.
Dude, you got to go.
I go.
You got to go.
Yeah, I know. Everyone tells me the same. I think next year I might have to go with the Costa or something like that. Since he reckons I'm the king, we'll have to go.
That's right. Show him how the king parties in Ibiza. That's it.
Exactly, yeah.
So is it weird coming back to Darwin after jetting around Europe?
Well, mate, it's just strange to be back in Australia in general. I mean, just like I spend 11 months a year speaking Spanglish and come back and I'm trying to speak English and it's not easy. The first few weeks you're sitting there going, I can't even understand these people. I mean, like, it's another world. Like, everything's different here compared to over in Europe, but it's always amazing to come back to Australia. I love coming back and hanging out with friends, enjoy myself here in Australia and, live the normal life here and enjoy it, really.
You seem very well grounded for a bloke who's been sort of catapulted. It's not, I mean, your success isn't an overnight success. You've been racing since you were 6.
Yeah.
This is not something that's happened overnight, but you got the break. So did you get to do much sightseeing when you're over there or tourist stuff or?
Yeah, well, the reason why I'm grounded probably is because of the hard work that's gone into it, not from my side even, from my mum's side and my whole family side, my mum, my sister, my nan and my pop and things like that. Everything that's come involved in making me where I am now has been because of them. And I think that's what's keeping me grounded is why do I need to act any difference if, my family's the reason that they got me there, So it's one of the things that the hard work has gone in behind the scenes to make this happen. It hasn't been a thing that's gone overnight, like you said. It's been something that they've been, I'd probably say suffering, because working day in, day out to get me to where I am. And now finally, we're starting to enjoy it a little bit more, but I think they deserve it, 100%. So it's one of the things that, for me, it's been a work that has continued for so long that it's like, okay, now we're here, we just got to enjoy the life and, nothing needs to change really.
Cool. So, as a relative nobody in the pack, you're the only Aussie running around in Moto3. How are you treated by the rest of the MotoGP paddock?
No different really. They kind of treat you pretty much the same. Like as in, it's pretty good that all the riders speak more or less good English. Like all the media they do is in English. So yeah, you have a chat with them and they kind of just treat you all the same. Everyone in that MotoGP paddock has respect, doesn't it? Because if you get to the MotoGP paddock, you're doing something right. So everyone there, is a top gun and they're there fighting for the win.
They're the best riders in the world.
Yeah,
that's why they're there.
Exactly. There's not many of us, and we're there fighting for a world championship.
Sure. So you don't have a big truck like Rossi or Marquez, do you?
No, we do.
Do you sleep like in a dumpster with Zarco or?
No. Everyone's got a pretty big truck. We're all pretty luxury over there, I'll tell you that much. I was
really?
even surprised. Yeah, exactly. No, they treat you pretty good over there. I mean, pretty much everyone stays at the hotel. We don't have like a motorhome, like a big motorhome like what Rossi and all that does, obviously. But, well, let's see how the future holds. We'll see how much someone wants to pay me to get there.
So what's the one thing you love most about being part of that circus? And it is a circus.
Yeah, 100% it's a circus. I mean, I love most probably going racing and hanging out with everyone and, enjoying the after effects. You go win a race or something like that, it's awesome. The feeling afterwards, even the week after you go back home. Obviously, I go back to Mallorca.
Buzzing.
And everyone's buzzing, all your mates there, just loving it. So I think I love getting a good kick out of it when everyone, sees a good race of mine, like the last race, like going from last to first. Everybody loved that. And I love seeing that, like, people getting a kick out of me, having to struggle on a Saturday, but then coming through on a Sunday. So I think probably that side of things, like the media side of things, helps a lot as well. Like getting good results, you see what comes from it, So,
but you have to have a good media game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The media is what runs the scene in racing, really, doesn't it? I mean, without media, you wouldn't have any exposure, so you wouldn't be racing. So,
it's crucial.
100%.
It's crucial to get your media game on.
For sure.
Do you have media training in that regard?
Well, I've been doing it ever since I'm young, really. Like, as in been coming to, obviously, going to the Fox Sports studio and stuff like that, doing heaps of media, and I think that's all training. It's one of them things, isn't it? It's like riding a motorbike. You go racing, and that's training, because getting chucked
It's
in front
a
of a camera.
learn by doing. You can't learn it out
Exactly.
of a book.
Getting chucked in front of a camera is one of the hardest things that you can do.
Oh,
So that's
absolutely.
the best way to learn.
Okay, so you mentioned that party, but you must go to some killer parties.
Yeah, 100%.
Just walk me through that, because that's the glamour of it. You know, that's the payoff, is it not?
Well,
You know?
I'm sure you'll see if you come to Philippines next year, you'll get to experience the after party, that's for sure. No, it is good fun, mate. The after parties and the parties that are involved in Europe is just incredible, really. It's another, universe over there for racing. And,
Sure.
and then obviously the after parties, everyone knows you at the after party, so it's cool in that sense also. But I mean, I don't think we'll get to do too much of it next year, obviously, because we've got to race so much. This year we got to do a lot more than what World Championship can do, because we're always having a break. There's 3 or 4 weeks in between races, and next year you get 1 week, or some are all back to back. Some are 4 weekends in a row, or whatever, back to back. So it makes it more difficult. You don't go partying that Sunday night or something, obviously, like that. So really, I think it'll be only the 5-week breaks, but I'm sure we'll go hard in that 5-week break.
I've got to ask you this, and this is important for a bloke your age, of course. How do you go about chasing chicks? Is there much opportunity? I mean, does Iannone come around with a busload of hotties, or?
Tell you what, that's one thing about being World Championship is also good. You don't really have to go chasing for it, mate. To be honest with you, mate. Like, I mean, you enter the world scenes and you just,
They're there.
You don't have to do a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm sure every rider can say the same. You just.
But you must be even more exotic. I mean, the chicks over there. I mean, I've been to Europe a couple of times. That's some next level stuff going on there. But you're exotic. You're from Australia.
Well, it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult, because sometimes, you don't even speak the same language.
Yeah, you sound like a retard trying to chat them up.
Yeah, sometimes you can't even speak to them, so you just don't even speak, really. You just,
The strong, silent type.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look at each other and go, oh, yeah, right here. That's it. You can't speak with everyone. So, I mean, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But, like I said, World Championship's another level, isn't it? So, you don't got to go chasing too much, that's for sure.
Joel, thank you so much. I, on behalf of Australia, I wish you every single success. We'll all be cheering for you, mate, that next year, mate. Knock 'em dead.
Perfect. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it heaps.